Bring a very large pot of salted water to a boil. Measure out 19 ounces of lasagna. And once that water comes to a boil, you're going to add your lovely lasagna in and cook it. And then we're going to go from there. Alright, take a large pan, add a 1/4 cup of olive oil to it. Important to use olive oil. Add 3 shallots in here and cook until translucent. Okay, once they start looking translucent, you're going to want to add your mushrooms in. Add 24 ounces of high quality mushrooms. I'm doing a mix of baby bells and these are lovely oyster mushrooms. However, you can do a different mixture, but make sure they are high quality. Don't use white mushrooms or else you'll not get the same flavor. So slice these babies up and add them in. Alright, once your mushrooms are cooking, add 2 teaspoons of oregano, 1 teaspoon salt, basil, sorry, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix that together and let that cook. And let those mushrooms become kind of a nice golden brown color with the cover on. It should take about 10 to 12 minutes. And then you're going to move on to the next step. Alrighty, while your pasta is cooking, your mushrooms are cooking, start putting your oven to 350 degrees and cut up a head of radicchio into 1/2 inch size pieces and toss with a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Season it with 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of basil, and I don't know, a sprinkle of salt, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and place in a baking sheet and bake in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, when ready, add a cup of dry white wine to your mushrooms and let that reduce. You can bring it closer to a medium to medium high heat in order for that reduction to happen. Alright, as soon as I took the lasagna out of the pot, I layered it in 3 layers. First layer is down here, and then a layer of paper towel, and then the next, and a layer of paper towel on the next, and then paper towels on top of all of this. I cover them with wet, cold paper towels. This is to stop them from sticking, but also them from drying out while I finish the rest of my stuff. So in the meantime, let's get this radicchio in the oven. I need to toss in the oil and let's put it in the oven. Alrighty, as the radicchio is cooking, add 4 tablespoons of butter to a yay-sized pot and melt it until it's foamy and nice and frothy. And then you're going to add in 3 lovely shallots until they're translucent. And once those guys cook for a little bit, you're going to want to add the garlic afterwards. 3 cloves of garlic. And then we're going to make the white sauce. Alright, this is what the radicchio should look like when it's done. Add this to your mushroom mix. Okay, once everything is fragmented, add in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour in like tablespoon-sized manners, one at a time. Alright, I just added 3 cups of milk. This step is very difficult, and you have to be very careful when you do this, because if you're not, then lumps can form in your white sauce. This is thickening, and I'm going to make sure I periodically stir this as it thickens. But I need to shred a cup of Fontina and a cup of Gruyère. And then once those are shredded, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of Gruyère and a 1/4 cup of Fontina into this mixture once it has thickened. Yep, already, once this all comes together and you add your cheese, add in a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and whisk that in. And then once your sauce is done, turn it off heat. And then we're going to reserve a cup of this and add the rest of it with the mushroom radicchio mixture. And then we're going to start assembling the lasagna. Alrighty, once you add in your white sauce, you're going to want to add in 2 tablespoons of white truffle oil. It should look like something similar to this. 2 tablespoons of it. We're going to start assembling the lasagna. Alright, you're going to want to pour that cup of reserved liquid at the bottom of a 13 by 9 inch casserole pan. Make sure it's nice and cleared out. And then you're going to spread that all over the bottom very evenly. And then you're going to want to add a layer of pasta next. Okay, add a generous portion of the mushroom mix on top to evenly cover everything. Alright, sprinkle a generous handful of cheese on top, that Gruyère and that Fontina. Sprinkle that baby gorgeously on top. And you're gonna keep going from there with another pasta layer. That should be enough cheese for now. Alright, something a little interesting with this next layer. We're actually gonna put on top a sliced ball of smoked mozzarella evenly on top, and then we're going to repeat with the mushrooms and the cheese, and then another layer of pasta, mushrooms, cheese, pasta, mushroom, cheese, pasta until you use up all your pasta. I recommend using about 4 sheets on the bottom layer. I only use 3. I do not recommend doing that. Try to put in 4 and go from there. I'm going to sprinkle a cup of Parmesan on top, place it in the oven at 350 degrees for 45 minutes, and cook it. Alright, I added cheese on top, however, some slices. I don't recommend you do that because I think it makes it look kind of ugly, but this is your final product. After 45 minutes, let it sit there for 20 minutes to let the flavors all come together, and then you can eat it. Enjoy.